Hey, good afternoon, Award Travel 101. My name is Richard Kerr, and I'm your founder. And we've got a little bit of breaking news that I just wanted to come to you for a few minutes and discuss, get your reactions, see if I'm kind of missing things or if I'm right on point. It's been a great weekend. Chicago seminars last weekend, Houston the weekend before, all talking points and miles. And so many of you had great, kind words to say to me, how you appreciated all of my dorkiness with points and miles. And I thought, hey, let's start doing a little bit more on the spot conversation. So in the comments of this video, I just put up a link to a post that I wrote just a few minutes ago. Right at lunchtime, I got an email from the good folks at Hyatt confirming the story that I put out last week about some of the changes to what I really thought was the best use of my Hyatt points. Now, if you followed the group for a while, it's no secret that I'm a huge Hyatt fan, and there's so many things about this program, about the benefits of elite status, about the properties themselves, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, that I really like. Points and cash, I used it all the time. So the way it used to work, if you're not familiar with the Hyatt program, instead of using all points for an award night to stay completely free, you could use half of the points that award night required and then a fixed amount of cash based on what category the property was in. So there's 7 categories of properties, just like it sounds. Category 1 would be a random Hyatt place or Hyatt house, not in a metropolitan city. Category 7 would be something like the Park Hyatt Sydney. Regardless of what those properties cost per night, there was a set amount of cash that you had to pay. So it started at $50, was capped out at $300, and everything in between. So even if a Category 4 was selling for $450, you still had to pay, I think it was $100 a night and half the points. So this made points easily redeemable for 3, 4, 5 cents each. And I had a lot of fun doing that. So last week, I had a source inside of Hyatt that said, hey, heads up, we're changing that to require half of the standard rate for whatever the hotel is going to cost that night. So the way it looks is Category 1 property, 2,500 points and 50% of the rate, up to Category 7, 15,000 points and 50% of the rate. Now, Category 7 hotels sell for $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 per night. So 15,000 points plus $350, $400, $500 a night. You're still having to pay that much money. You might as well use all points. In my opinion, and feel free to argue with this in the comments and later anytime in the group, is that this essentially makes points in cash rather worthless. It's always going to make more sense to just go ahead and pay all the cash and save those points for a free night later, or use all points and redeem for a free night and not have to pay any of this. On top of that, as a globalist, top tier Hyatt status, if I use all points, I get free parking, which at a lot of these Category 5, 6, 7 properties can be another $40, $50, $60 a night. I mean, it just makes that much more sense to forego points in cash and pay the all points. So why are they doing this? If you're unfamiliar with how loyalty programs work, whenever a hotel allows you to redeem points for a free night, they get reimbursed by corporate. They don't just say, oh, well, we're losing that revenue for the night. Corporate Hyatt reimburses that property a set amount of money based on a really complicated and convoluted formula that uses statistics like award night penetration rate, average daily rate, non-adjusted average daily rate, amongst a whole host of other things. What I think happened here is Hyatt properties with this set amount of cash on points and cash redemptions, which obviously was a great deal for us, meant that they weren't getting redeemed enough cash on these points and cash nights and had enough and said, hey, look, Hyatt corporate, you have to change this or we're not going to play ball anymore. So Hyatt corporate had to go and say, okay, we're now going to make it 50% of the standard rate in addition to points, and that way you're going to get more money. Heck it if it doesn't, screw our customer, and they lose a really valuable redemption rate. So that's what happened there. It's really sad. There's so much going on across a lot of the chains right now, including the Marriott SPG merger, that has to do with reimbursement rate when you redeem points for an award night, and the properties are getting their way. They are doing something to pressure corporate Marriott and corporate Hyatt to forego these lower redemption rates, even if it means it's harder on us, the loyal customer. I don't like it. It's not good. I don't really see myself doing this, and it's a big bummer. I've got, especially last year, holy cow, out of my 70 or 80 nights, I think 30, 35, maybe even half of them were points and cash nights. It's just really that valuable. If I am staying at a category 4 and I only have to pay 7,500 points and $100 and it's going for $400 or $500 a night, I'm getting $300 in value off of my 7,500 points. That's a lot of value, and it's a shame. So what else did Hyatt do today? They said, hey, in addition to being able to redeem for standard suites, you're now going to be able to redeem points for free premium suite nights. You can also do points in cash for premium suite nights. So a premium suite is the room above a standard suite at most Hyatt properties. Now we're going to get into why that could be convoluted here in just a minute. But you have standard rooms, deluxe rooms, standard suites, premium suites. So now if you use twice the amount of points as needed for a standard room, you can redeem for a premium suite. Premium suites are going to vary wildly by hotel, but if you want to spend twice the amount of points as a free night for a standard room and get a premium suite, you can now do that. You have to do it over the phone. You have to call into World of Hyatt. You can also use points in cash for a premium suite, which is going to require more points and 50% of what that premium suite is going for. Not 50% of the standard rate, is 50% of the premium suite standard rate. Again, I don't see a situation where this is going to be a good deal where it makes sense to redeem half your points and pay for half of the suite. What else did they say? Hyatt today also said, hey, for Miraval resorts, the wellness resorts in Arizona, soon to be Austin, Texas, you can do points in cash for a standard room, a standard suite, or a premium suite, but it's a lot. Now, Miraval resorts already require a heck of a lot of points for just a free night. It's 45,000 points for one person in a room, another 20,000 points for two people in a room. So if my wife Emily and I wanted to go, it's 65,000 points a night. For cash and points, it's going to be 22,500 points plus half of the room rate for one person, 32,500 points, already more than a Category 7 free night, plus 50% of the standard rate for two people to use points and cash at Miraval Resorts. These resorts are not cheap. That is going to be a lot of money and a heck of a lot of points. So points and cash at Miraval, and you can do the same thing in a standard suite and even in a premium suite for two people at a premium suite at a Miraval Resort. It's going to be 62,500 points and 50% of the standard rate of that premium suite, which is probably going to be $1,000 or so per night. So does it provide value? No, that's my opinion. It doesn't. Now, if all of that wasn't enough, for one final prod, one more kick that I really could have done without, Hyatt said, hey, Globalist members, you're no longer going to get your 2 United Club passes per year anymore. Is that a deal breaker? No, but it sure was nice being here in Atlanta when the few times a year I do have to fly United, not Delta, and I have absolutely no status and no club card with United. I could go in the United Club in Atlanta, which is actually very nice and not crowded because very few people fly United out of Atlanta, relatively speaking. I could go in there and relax before my couple flights a year thanks to having Hyatt Global status as of January 1st. That is no more. No more United Club passes for globalists. So, one more point I want to talk about here is what is a premium suite? They seem to be selling this premium suite deal pretty hard and saying, hey, look how great we are. You can do a premium suite. When I first heard this news last week, I had one question. Is how is a property going to define a premium suite? You've got your standard suite. And then once you get above standard suites at several hotels, the premium suites can really vary wildly, both in size and luxury. Is a presidential suite a premium suite? Can I redeem double the points and get the presidential suite? Is a diplomatic suite, which is not quite the presidential or premium suite? What's going to happen here? Because Hyatt properties have been known to play a few games with defining standard rooms that has things to do with award availability, hiding standard suite definitions, making only one suite that is exactly like four others, the standard suite, and then calling the other four in that category view suites, even though they're the exact same. So what's going to happen? So I dug through the terms and conditions, which were updated this morning on the Hyatt website, and I found one sentence of concern. It's in the Point Sky post that I just wrote, but I've got it highlighted here. It says, suite award and eligible properties are not valid for premium suites at Hyatt Residence Club Resorts and other resorts like the Park Hyatt Maldives, the Park Hyatt Sydney. There are specific hotel properties which have never allowed suite upgrades, so you still can't do premium suite upgrades at these kinds of hotels. Or at any hotel or resort that does not have premium suites, even if such hotel or resort has specialty, premier, presidential, or diplomatic suite or similar suite categories. So, one more time, you cannot redeem for premium suites at any resort that does not have premium suites, even if those hotels have specialty, premier, presidential, diplomatic, or similar suite categories. What does that mean? If I'm a hotel owner and I don't want to lose out on revenue or make my really nice suites available to you underneath the new premium suite redemptions, I'm going to call mine specialty, premier, presidential, diplomatic suites, or make up another word, and they don't have to be premium suites. I can completely circumvent this new redemption that was announced today with much enthusiasm by Hyatt. So that was my concern last week, is how are we going to define premium suites? And if properties look at these terms and conditions and they go, I don't want to do this, I want to sell these suites, I don't want to pay housekeeping to clean a premium suite, I don't have premium suites, I have specialty suites. Well, now you can't redeem points for my suites. This is exactly what Hyatt is known for, and it's very frustrating. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. We need to be a little bit patient and see if properties are going to invoke these rules and circumvent this. And it's just a little bit frustrating. I'm cautiously hopeful that they're not going to do that, but I'm sure we're going to see it. And it is going to be up to you and me and the people like me to hold them accountable to say, look at what your properties are doing. You have to change these terms and conditions, right? So that's what's going on. You can read all about it on the article that I posted here in the comments. A good question here. Somebody just asked is, do I still prefer Hyatt? Yes, I do. So free night awards, Global's benefits are largely untouched here. It's still really easy to get Hyatt points thanks to Chase and the new World of Hyatt card from Chase, which they did a great job with. So I'm going to continue to enjoy earning points. I'm going to continue to enjoy my Globalist benefits. I'm going to continue to enjoy free nights because the foundations of the program haven't changed, but losing out on points and cash. And then the premium suites is largely a non-issue for me. I mean, maybe it's going to be an issue if hotels start to play games and we have to hold them accountable, but I don't ever see myself using double the points for a premium suite. So, still love Hyatt. Still think it's definitely better now than Marriott and SPG until they figure out what's going on with that merger. Definitely better than Hilton for a variety of reasons, but that is what's going on today. If you got any questions, please throw them up in the comments. You can put them up on the comments underneath this video in the group. So we're live on the page, but it's shared into the group, so please comment on the group posting, and I'll be sure to get back to you. So not good news today to start out Tuesday. With Hyatt confirming this, but I'm glad we had the information last week and you could mentally prepare yourself for it. Bourbon Q&A this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 hour rapid fire. We, of course, always have Decision Monday and Decision Thursday in the group Award Travel 101 where you can ask what credit card to get next. I am home for the next few weeks. I'm actually in my new office, which we're going to set up into kind of a semi-permanent, sophisticated Facebook Live studio. And I'll be doing more of these spontaneous lives to talk to you about when breaking news happens or when hot topics of debate pop up. So thanks for tuning in. You can always replay this video anytime on our YouTube channel, Award Travel 101. Submit post anytime. See everybody Thursday, Bourbon Q&A at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Later.